YouTube. Welcome back to the Light I See. I'm your host, Tommy Cunningham. Today's video, what I would like to talk to you guys about is the 4 problems that hotels and casinos in these 4 different regions. The Florida region, the South Carolina region, the Tennessee region, and we may go a little bit in depth on the live casino and hotel here in a little bit. And I also got some upcoming news about a trip coming up, which I would like to talk to you guys about too, which I feel really excited about. So like for instance, this trip that I have coming up is a trip going to the Legends Tower over there at Bally's Evansville. And I got to tell you guys some, holy cow, I'm getting excited about it. There is like 4 things I'm excited about it for. Number 1 is the internet. Number 2 is the hospitality there because the staff there are like so very nice there. Number 3 is the food. I like the tap house down there in the casino, which is really nice. But like also, which is so different about this casino, which is really neat from the other ones, is that they use 2 different radio systems, okay? The first radio system they use is like a DMR system, and the system goes all throughout the hotel, which is really neat. So like for instance, French Lick used to have like a really good radio system, but once they changed the ownership of their radio system, they're now trying out something new there, which I think this is really neat. They're converting their radios until like a thing kind of like the casinos up there in Michigan use, like the DMR radios, which which is really neat. Plus, like over there at Hoosier Park Racing and Casino, they converted all their radio system to a DMR radio system, which is called Digital Mobile Radio. So like also a couple of other stuff. That place uses it. The Hard Rock Casino there in Cincinnati uses it. The Hard Rock Casino up there in Northern Indiana, they use an NXDN radio system, which I'll talk about in another video. I'll be talking more about that. But it's like over there at Belterra, they use like an interesting radio scanner, which sometimes I kind of don't get really good connection on my radio scanner there. But that's okay because I always got like my cell phone that I can use for like communication, which I feel really excited about. So like also kind of like a couple of other things, which like that's the first thing I'm wanting to talk about in this video. The second thing that I'm wanting to talk about is the difficulty of getting a radio scanner on board a casino boat. you guys all know that there is like security and there's like different people that probably don't want you to have like a radio scanner on board because those people do not want you guys to hear like the radio stuff that's in like the middle of. So like also, which I also think which is so very neat about these different places that they use like for honestly sometimes they use like radio scanners. Sometimes they're on the ships. They sometimes use like these walkie-talkies, which I like took for instance like over there at the Chicago O'Hare Airport, which strangely I did not get absolutely no communication on there. When I was doing some looking up, like on the website, and I saw that many different families are kind of switching to cell phones now, which I think which is really smart. But if you guys go on there, like for instance, like on an aircraft, if you guys go on there inside a different country, you guys might have to do some looking up. Like for instance, like how in the world are you guys going to be doing communication over there? How in the world are you guys going to be doing some looking up? Plus, like also, what's like also there is like so many like different people over there that likes to use these different radios. That is like, for instance, like family members, like also relatives, and like for instance, these people like to carry these walkie-talkies like on a cruise ship, which I think, which is so very neat. Because like on a cruise ship, you guys could pick up communication. Like when you guys are there in Bermuda, you guys could pick up, like for instance, their weather radio. You guys could probably pick up their port authority. You guys could probably also pick up just a little bit more of different communication, which is like from like all around the different areas, which honestly from like talking about that area, now what we are going to be talking about is the Knox area, the Knox County, Indiana area. Now they have so very many radio communication, which I think which is really neat. That for instance they got like a county tactical for like all their different places. They also got their own sheriff's dispatch. Vincent has their own police fire, which you guys could also pick up the Vincent's University, which I think which is really nice, all the way over there in Moines County, which is like a couple of counties over. So like sadly when I go down there to like Holiday World kind of switching over to a new radio system, which I kind of think which is a smart idea. So I kind of don't think it's a smart idea, which because the different areas they're like at like Holiday World, they're all connected to the system called the Holiday World and Splash and Safari Trunk Radio System, which most theme parks are kind of not connected to one of those. So like for instance like the following: Kentucky Kingdom, Kings Island, Cedar Point has like one DMR channel, which I learned from the forums at Area Reference. So like for instance, like the different areas, it goes like looking around. It's like also if we go on up there to Canada, talk about that area for a little bit, like the Niagara Falls area. They got, for instance, like so very much more like different communication, which I think, which is really interesting, I think. So like for instance, like number one, their police is totally encrypted, which if you guys want to listen to their police, you guys had to go to their statewide system, which is a Bell media station, which I think, which is really nice. So like for instance, the Toledo area, the Toledo, Ohio area, which I think, which is really neat. So they got like this system called the Northwest Ohio Trunk Radio System, which I'll probably talk about in my next video. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. If you guys liked it, make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up, and if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, ding that notification bell, so you guys will not miss out on any videos. Alright guys, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day, and I'll see you. Goodbye.